Hey guys, EDDBUD, and I'm back with a new episode of Running Shoe Yay or Nay. 4 shoes, 1 man. Lots of earth credits and a horse. It can only mean it's another episode of Running Shoe Yay or Nay with me, your favourite shoe man, EDDBUD. Let's get straight to it, guys. I've received loads of messages from you over the last day or so telling me about the Adizero Adios Pro. I'm not sure what Adidas are playing at. They just seem to release shoes whenever they like. They put the dates back, then they just drop a brand new shoe, you know, a few days before another one. It's just bizarre. I'm really flummoxed at how Adidas are going about all of this, but it's kind of exciting. I think there's a draw for this shoe, so you can register your interest and say what size you want and kind of agree to pay it if you win, and then they're going to draw it on the 30th of June, I think. It's kind of like the stuff on the sneakers app. I've been trying to get some of those Dunk SBs that Nike keep releasing, but I've never ever won anything on any of those draws on the sneakers app. All of the shoes just seem to sell out in seconds. Not sure it's a good idea. So this one reminds me of the Spice Girls back in 1995, I think that was. There's a Light Strike Pro midsole. I've been enjoying running in that SL20 with Light Strike, so that seems cushioned enough. I guess this must be even more cushioned. There's an almost vinyl looking outsole on this one. I'm quite intrigued by that. Quite distinctive. The outsole design has got some rear rubber fins around the heel as well, but very minimalist shoe. I like it. The orange stripes, the white laces, almost see-through in nature, this shoe. Kind of reminds me of those lifts you get in certain buildings, you know, you can see right the way through them. But under the hood, there's some interesting tech. Rather than a full-length carbon plate, we have energy rods in the forefoot. They seem to stretch back to the midfoot as well. Apparently these are tuned carbon-infused rods. Sounds like something my dad would use down at the beach. Cast in and see if he can get a few mackerel. Apparently these provide better stabilisation in the forefoot. They seem to be positioned where your metatarsal bones are in your foot. I think there is a carbon plate, but in the back of the shoe. So certainly very interesting. Some new takes on the technology, new implementation. I like it, Adidas. This one clocks in £169, or earth credits, or whatever currency that you work in. I think it's about $200. Certainly a shoe with its own character. It does seem like a bizarre drop though, especially with the Adizero Pro coming very soon. I think the draw for this may have closed now. I think they've filled up all the positions or something. I don't know how many they were going to allow. I don't know. How does that work? I'm preparing to come up empty-handed though on this one. I don't think I'm that lucky. I've never been that lucky really, aside from meeting my wife, and that's good enough. If I just get that one lucky win there for meeting my wonderful wife, I'll take that. I love you, Mrs. EDDBUD. 39.5 millimeters in the heel. Apparently it's just below the amount that you can allow for stack height. Says the size 8 UK is 246 grams. Seems a lot of weight. We shall have to see what it is in my size. Now the Alphafly is like 259 grams in my size, so it's almost there already in a size 8. It's certainly a weird looking shoe, but it is a yay for me. Not that I can buy it actually. I may be lucky in the draw, who knows. Second, I am going to look at the other Adidas shoe that's launching very shortly, that Adizero Pro. This one's £10 cheaper than the Adizero Adios Pro. I think that's correct. Though this time we've got a full carbon plate, the same upper, that's Cellar mesh. It sounds like celery. I wonder if it's made using discarded celery. We got both Boost and Light Strike in the midsole here, though the stack height is drastically different. 21.5 millimeters in the heel and 12 millimeters in the forefoot, making for a 9.5 millimeter drop. I'm sure that 0.5 of a millimeter will make a lot of difference. I think this one's coming in a little lighter than the other Adidas shoe, about 10 grams lighter in the same size. Maybe this one's more for the traditionalists who don't want to go for that strange innovative look. They're happy to wear something a little more old school looking. Still think it's going to be quite a heavy shoe in my size though. I certainly like the aesthetic look of this one, but certainly interested to see how people go about using these two shoes. Is the Adizero Pro going to be more a half marathon shoe, and then the Adizero Adios Pro the marathon shoe? We shall see. I know Seth Demore reviewed this shoe recently and he didn't seem that bowled over with it, did he? He said he thought it'd be a better half marathon shoe. I just think there's loads of other options out there that are just a little more appealing. Is the Adizero Pro supposed to be like the next percent? And then the Adizero Adios Pro supposed to be like the Alpha Fly? I'm not sure. That's just me speculating, really. Now, certainly a slightly more reasonable price on this one, but I think I'm probably going to skip it with the slightly negative and lukewarm reviews that have been out. So for me, it's a nay. Eagle-eyed viewers may have noticed I've been out on the trails a little bit more recently. Yeah, it's been some nice weather. I've got some nice trails nearby. So it got me thinking, is there a relatively new trail shoe out there that I could purchase and review? I thought Hoka One, they've got some trail shoes. The Torrent 2 was released only a few weeks ago. Engineered mesh here, using recycled yarns apparently. Well, recycled fibres, but yarn sounds more interesting, doesn't it? Good to see Hoka using some old stuff to make some new stuff. It's got a Pro Fly midsole, same stuff that you've got in the Carbon X. Certainly an interesting grip pattern, nothing too crazy. I don't need anything too wild on my trails. They're a bit muddy, bit boggy, a few tree roots, some rocks, nothing crazy. It's not Seth Mountain stuff, you know. I've got no mountains here. A couple of ant hills, that's about it. 5mm drop on this one. It's looking a little bit lighter as well. I always like that. I'm quite a light fellow, unless I've eaten lots of hot cross buns or Marmite on toast. I think it clocks in about 250 grams for a US size 9. Keen to try some more Hoka offerings, so I think that Torrent 2 could fit the bill. It can take over from my Kyger 5, which I've enjoyed. Just found it a little coarse, the upper, that one. Certainly round my ankle. Such great trail routes nearby that I feel almost sad I haven't been on them a little more. Maybe the Torrent 2 could convince me to get out there a little more. So for me, the Hoka One Torrent 2 is a yay. One last shoe to tantalise you. Reebok Floatride Energy Symmetros. Or is it Symmetros? I think it might be Symmetros. I don't know. No one else has talked about this shoe, so I'm in virgin territory. Seems like a bit of a cross between a running shoe and a commuter shoe. Perhaps you could wear this one around the library and then run home via the pretzel store. Do you get stores just with pretzels? I don't know. Maybe. Mesh upper, £100 price tag. Moulded heel counter here too, so it looks as if there's a little bit more stability in this one. Certainly looks a little Nova Blast like, I think you'll agree. That energy foam in the midsole, which I really like. Reebok reckons is a 9mm drop in this one. Seems a little lighter contender than the Energy 2, with some more modern stylings. That upper does look a little lighter than the Energy 2. Perhaps a little more breathable. Certainly a tad more refined than that Energy 2 upper. Though for me at the moment there's just too many a shoe in this type of bracket. And I'm not absolutely blown away by the stylings on this one. So for me I think it's going to be a nay for the Reebok Symmetros. Which will you be going for, viewers, from any of the shoes in today's video? Maybe all of them. Maybe none. Remember, these are just my own views, my own opinions, and it's absolutely okay if you don't agree. All opinions are valid. That's what makes this wonderful world go round. A quick musical interlude. Over the last couple of days, I've been working really hard on my computer, completing a level 2 qualification in autism. It's really opened my mind at the issues and barriers that some people with autism meet on a daily basis and throughout their lives as well. Certainly in terms of employment, I think there just needs to be a lot more done to try and help people who have autism so they can get some meaningful employment. Anyway, I have been listening to loads of Jonathan Richman while I've been doing this, trying to keep my spirits up. This album from Jonathan Richman's absolutely fantastic. It's got some brilliant tunes on there. I don't think you can go wrong with any Jonathan Richman album actually. But Dancing Late at Night and Circle I as well from this one are just tremendous. Jonathan Goes Country as well is a really great album. If you can find that one, do give it a listen. Jonathan Richman. If you're enjoying the videos here on the channel, I'd love it if you'd hit that subscribe button and click the bell for notifications of when new videos are launched. It really helps the channel out as well if you hit that like button too. Make sure you share this one with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll be seeing you. Energy rods. Energy rods. I can't say it. It's so ridiculous. Energy rods. I can't do it. I can't say it. It's too ridiculous.